different, so to speak, from the depths of the internet. A mini iPhone. Now, these things are becoming increasingly popular for whatever reason. There must be some merit. Here it is. It's called the So Yes series. This is their latest model, and here it is. Oh my gosh, already I can see the iPhone lens right there. That's so funny. Wow, it is tiny. All right, so popping this out. Oh man, there it is. Definitely taking inspiration from the newer iPhone. Okay, peel this off. Not very presentable in the packaging, but hey, kind of interesting. All right, so the design is there. It's certainly very adorable, very tiny. It does have a camera flash. The second camera lens is obviously just for aesthetic purposes. It doesn't do anything here. It does have the antenna bands similar to the 7 series here. And I thought this was supposed to be an 8 Plus version, but all right. Okay, so on the front here, oh my gosh, that's adorable. So give you a little reference. I'm gonna get my iPhone 8 Plus over here, and look at that. So tiny, tiny display can fit in a corner of this thing. You can literally fit 4 of these comfortably onto the actual surface area of an iPhone 8 Plus. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and power it on. That's so funny. The power button is on the side, not on the top like the smaller iPhones. The SE is currently the smallest one Apple sells, and that one still has it on the top. So try and boot this thing on. Welcome. Oh, all right. The power button is so funny. Oh, it actually works. There's a click to it. Wow. This thing literally just fits in the palm of my hand perfectly. It does take a while to boot. Might be running an older version of iOS here. Just kidding. Android is starting. So the tiniest Android or iPhone clone ever. That's so funny. It does have a SIM slot. I'll have to see what that is because I'm curious. Is it a nano or micro? Oh, it is a micro. Funny that they didn't use the actual tiny one that Apple uses. All right, so before I get into there, I just want to see what else this comes with. Charging cable, uses micro USB, any stickers, nothing interesting like that. All right, so let's take a look at this guy. All right, so here it is, the mini iPhone, and let's go ahead and click the home button. The screen does power on. It's pretty dim. I wonder if it's just like that or if I can turn it up. Probably not an organic LED display. How does this thing open? Just a swipe? Oh, wow, cool. It's got some icons from the iPhone as well. Let's go into settings here. Oh, it's just Android. So essentially, I think this is just a glorified Android phone that looks like an iPhone on the outside. Nothing on the inside except the icons actually look like an iPhone. The other clones actually try to do it. So brightness level, yeah, so that was a bit dim. Let's turn all the way up. Ooh, very bright. For something this small, pretty dang bright. I'm actually so interested in seeing the specs on this thing. So I'm going to download some apps and check that out. But you got the phone, messaging, icons, definitely not something that Apple currently uses, pretty outdated. And yeah, this actually reminds me of something that we saw on r/jailbreak the other day, where user turned his old iPhone into an ultra fast, basic spare iPhone or phone in general. So I thought that was pretty cool. This kind of reminds me of that. So just 2 rows of icons here. Very cool. Let's go ahead and connect to Wi-Fi, get some apps downloaded. I seriously can't even right now. This thing is so tiny. It's so funny using this. Wow. But the keyboard, how am I going to do this? Let's see how accurate this is. So, oh man, I can't. On second thought, it's actually not that bad. It's just hard to be accurate on such a tiny display when typing. So let's see if that connects. I'm pretty amazed how responsive this thing is. A little bit even more than other clones I've used. And look at that. Look how fluid that is. Surprisingly, I don't know whatever processor is in here, but for what I paid for it, like $70, $80, not bad. And pretty responsive. All right, so I'm gonna try and change the wallpaper here first off. All right, so I managed to connect to Wi-Fi, set a wallpaper. This thing is working flawlessly. I'm very surprised at how well it works. So next up, I wanna see what actual version of Android this is running and if there are any software updates here available. So let's check that out. And Android version 6.0, pretty recent actually for something this small. Yep, all good to go here. I wanna see if I can install a launcher for the lock screen to see if I can get a full iPhone experience here. All right, so this is actually super funny. I installed an iPhone 10 launcher on this iPhone 8 Plus, and it looks a lot more like iOS now. Not exactly the same icons, but definitely much better. So let's start from the lock screen here. We do have a iOS-ified lock screen now. You can slide to unlock, and we have a very similar effect to iOS here. And over here is the spotlight search. So cool. If you drag down, spotlight search. The home button does work, by the way. A double tap won't do anything. You have to hold to go into the application switcher here. And with this launcher, let me show you the control center. So it does have an iOS 11 version, which does work actually, which is pretty cool. It doesn't have 3D touch or anything like that, but you are able to go in here and, do the flashlight, open up camera shortcuts and such. Man, using this thing is surprisingly easy. I mean, it works very well. If you wanted to use it as a mini phone, you could definitely do that. It is usable. I mean, I was able to install all of this without a problem. So actually, another funny thing is in here, you can actually enable the iPhone 10 status bar. So if you really want the iPhone 10 look, you can get it up there. Definitely not what I expected. I like this thing a lot more than I thought I would. I mean, it's very responsive. So let me go ahead and download Geekbench, maybe on Antutu, see what kind of numbers we can get out of this thing. I'd be honestly pretty surprised if this thing was as fast or even faster than the clones I've tested. Oh, and did I mention this thing gets quite hot? Has a tiny little battery, so I'm guessing it charges super fast, and because of that, it really does heat up. All right, so getting into Geekbench here, let's accept that. That was lying in the settings. It's Android 5.1, not 6.0. It's a 7S, so apparently this is supposed to be an 8, but they got that wrong. It's a 7S here, and all right, let's go ahead and test that out. So this might take a while, depending on how slow the processor is, so I'll be back. It has completed 427 and 1194 multi-core score. For some comparison here, that is the official iPhone 8 Plus, and a little bit different there, but still, for a tiny little device like this, I'm very surprised. surprised. Pretty capable. Let's see about it actually in particular. So it has 1 gigabit or 1 gigabyte of RAM, an ARM MT658. Wow, pretty capable. This is the same processor they actually put in the bigger clones. Anyways, let's see the graphics capability of this device with GFX Bench. Antutu for some reason is not supported. I think it's kind of amazing that Android is optimized for so many screen sizes, so many devices. I mean, my stovetop is running Android. That's how far it's come. Pretty dang cool, but I actually want to see what the resolution of this display is, so hopefully this program will tell me that. For some reason, it wasn't able to complete the rest, but for the original just T-Rex one, it got 590 score, while the iPhone gets 3,327. So quite a departure there from Apple's official product. Now, if I actually look at the info of this device, I found the resolution of the display, and it's 430 by 240. So not so far off from the original iPhone. Those were 480 by 320, but a little bit bigger, of course. So it does have a quad-core CPU, 1.3 gigahertz, and a Mali T400 GPU. So not so bad for the price, really not bad at all. And 1 gigabyte of RAM, of course. For a device this small, I think that's enough processing power that it needs. So next up, let's go ahead and test out that camera quality. It does have a front-facing selfie shooter, as well as